What is up, Truth and Transparency? This is a lunch live, so if you guys are working, have your earbuds in, type at your desk. Again, welcome to Truth and Transparency. I'll be your host today, as always. I do have a special guest. Bella will be popping on because it has been a month. Today's December 13th. It's been 12 years since my grandmother passed away. She passed away December 13th. So it's been 12 years. But today marks a month since 4 Idaho students were savagely, brutally murdered in their home, possibly in their beds. But yeah, today's live is to discuss where are we a month later in comparison to other cases, and where you have to remember that there are 4 people. This is not just one person. So there are 4 individuals in a town that is not used to this, police force that is not used to this. But what are they used to? What are they used to? Again, hello to everybody that's in chat. Florida bass fishing. Oh my goodness. How are you? Good to see your screen name pop across there. Not every day do you get to be visited by one of the best fishermen in Southern Florida. Hi, Morgan, BJ, Blonde Fox, Vicky, Boston. Again, home team, yes. I do have, as awesome as a guest as Bella is, I do have a very, very special guest tomorrow, Scott Roeder. So you do not want to miss this. One of the best in the world, if not the best, crime scene reenactment, forensic specialists out there. So, Megan, hi. Alice from Pittsburgh, hi. All right, guys, check it out. I just want to do this 3-minute intro for you. Check it out.
Oscar Pistorius was filmed reenacting the shooting of Reeves Steenkamp as part of his pre-trial preparations in October last year. The footage was filmed in his uncle's home and was to be used by American company The Evidence Room to create a 3D visual map of the moments before, during, and after that shooting. His lawyers say it was never meant to be broadcast, but now it's been seen by the world. The footage was aired during a Channel 7 documentary entitled Running Scared, which included extensive interviews with Evidence Room CEO Scott Roeder.
Hey guys, what do you think about calling Scott Roeder? He actually, he's from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland. You could probably bond over that, but he's the best. I don't know if you've seen all the stuff that he's ever done, but we need somebody to do like a crime scene reenactment, because I don't believe that.
Gannon and his colleagues who have been investigating the smiley face killers, what they believe is a group of serial killers, or an individual, most likely a group, that have been abducting men in the United States on the East Coast, everywhere from upstate New York to Southern Ohio, Pennsylvania.
I've followed Scott's work.
They've documented well
even
over
before the Oscar
dozens and
Pistorius
dozens
case.
of instances that fit
Scott is from my hometown. He is one of the most laid back
one of these victims,
persons that I've actually ever met.
they'll have a very
All right, so yeah, you guys can, you guys have a front row ticket tomorrow to one of the best. I mean, I'm going to show you guys some stuff, but he's done, you name the case, his resume speaks for itself. And it was like, okay, who better to ask than someone like Scott? Hey, what do you think about this case? You got 4 people. And so he's like, send me some stuff. Let me take a look. And he's like, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do a couple of different animations for the crime scene. Let's see what we can put together. Let's do a Q&A for the people that, from your channel. And let's talk science. Let's talk about, what it is that is going to be needed in the end, which is successfully prosecuting somebody. Because that's the most important thing right now is we're all like, okay, how do you not have this? How do you not have something? How do you not have someone? What's going on? What's going on? And I think at times we lose sight of, well, if we don't do it the right way, and if we don't build a strong enough case, then we're not going to be able to successfully prosecute. So I know that he did a bunch of work with it's actually going to court right now. What was it? Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow. I'm going to show you guys a clip from that here. But it's like...
That was in Idaho, too.
Yeah, that was in Idaho as well. So here, check this out. But he's one of the best, if not the best. I think he's the best, but just to be able to say, like, he is one of the best. But he is going to be with me tomorrow at 1 o'clock right here. So the last 20 minutes will be all of you guys that have been members since day one, or if you just recently got gifted a membership because of our A1 Day 1 members. You guys have a front seat ticket because the last 20 minutes is, it will be members only that can even chat. For the duration of it before that, it will be just subscribers only. But the last 20 minutes, it'll be a Q&A. So questions that you guys have, you guys type them in. I will be highlighting those questions, and Scott wants to answer them. Scott wants to, engage and, answer questions that people may have, but also give us information that, we may not even be thinking about right now. One of the best brains. I love somebody that's a badass, but then has balls and brains to go with it. So when I say he's the best, I don't just mean what he does. He's a very, very good human being. And I couldn't, I'm proud to have him on the show. And I'm, proud to call him, a friend. So he's amazing. So with that said, if you can't be here live, it'll be available to be seen afterwards. But he keeps it real. I like to say we're very similar. We joke about that. So, but let's talk about it, guys. It's been a month. I'm going to pull something up here. All right, here we go. I'll give you guys a little spoiler alert. We're going to be questioning if, in fact, the murder weapon is what they are looking for. Is the knife that they've, mentioned, is that the only thing that could be the murder weapon? So here we go. A month later, what do we know? Number one, I believe that, again, my opinion, people cleared publicly. If you're thinking that, awesome. But why even mention that? What do you guys think? Was there a reason that you believe that they had to do that? Did they think that that was going to stop web sleuths from going ham on people or something like that? Why did they have to publicly, say, hey, we don't believe that it's this person, this person, this person? I mean, it was roughly like 7 people. And why? Why even make that comment? That's my hang up, I think. Is you don't have to say that, but why did you feel that you had to say that? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're not telling us anything as it is, so why even say that? So, and BJ, this is a great, right here, possible person of interest let their guard down. Absolutely. Absolutely could that be motive, 100% for that. They had to say it because the attorneys told them to. Is that the prime delivery guy? I swear he's a loud man when he comes by. Carol Johnson says, pressure from the university or someone with influence in wealth caused them to clear so quickly. Interesting. And so, again, just want to know your thoughts on, they're not saying much, right? But the thing that they always want to hit home with when they first open up their pressers or their statements when they type up, it's like, these people, we basically do not think that they are involved. And it's just like, we want you guys to know this. And I feel like, why? Why would that be the first that you would say? To me, that just wouldn't be the first thing I would say. But mystical, yeah, love my deliveries. Get on over here. Lisa says, Atlanta, I think MPD are building their case. Don't doubt it for a second. Absolutely they are. They better be. I mean, that's what they should be working for, building a case. Before announcing suspects in fear of speedy trial requests. Yes, because once you arrest somebody, then there's that speedy, 100%, absolutely. But as much as people want to have a speedy trial, think about it, as quickly as Richard Allen with the Delphi cases would want a speedy trial, his attorneys are like, dude, we're not ready. Like, we don't even know what's going on in this case. So as fast as you want that to happen. So think about what a catch-22 that is. You have these rights at a speedy trial, but guess what? You can't have it because your lawyers aren't ready. So unless someone like Richard Allen would have been lawyered up since day one, okay, yeah, we're ready to go. Annie, absolutely. She could say, they want to stop people from harassing innocent people. Absolutely, right?
Right.
And then this is what you would think. What would shut up a lot of people? Is if a lawyer for these people that they're clearing made a public statement on their behalf. Just to say, because I think that it would show that A, they have a lawyer, B, they were talked to in some capacity to obtain a lawyer, and that we're working with authorities. The reason that that my client isn't a person of interest is because, my client is helping authorities. Period. So I think that would also give confidence to the public in law enforcement, that they have that backing with lawyers of these people. Because let's be honest, guys, remember what the number one thing to do is, in a situation like that, everyone always says, hey, lawyer up no matter what. Get a lawyer and then work through your lawyer. That's how you cooperate. You don't cooperate on your own. You cooperate through a third party, which is AKA your lawyer. That's the big thing. And I think that not seeing that, not seeing anything like, for example, the Rachel Del Tondo murder. Frank Atropa lawyered up. But did he really lawyer up, or has he always had that attorney? and then use that attorney to do a like literally a public press conference, but not I shouldn't say public, but like he went public with the media and with his lawyer to, at his attempts, what he believed was to, hey, we've been working with authorities, you know, I'm devastated. I dated that girl for, 8 years, whatever. You've known her since she was little, been friends, all those good things, but publicly coming out with a lawyer. So you have to think all of these kids, they probably have a lawyer, simply for the fact that they are what seems to be wealthy, but also you're scared, like, we have to get a lawyer involved here, if even just a consult to see what's going on. What should we do? Because you wouldn't know what to do at the age of 20. And, think about it, when you're 20 years old, like, you wouldn't know what to do, except social media is all like, yeah, lawyer up, just go through your lawyer.
You could go to your parents, though, and they'll tell you, especially if they're doctors and they're well educated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you may not know what to do, but your parents who have money, and I do believe that a lot of people in this case have money and are wealthy. Image management, Pisces said. Yep. Sure. And then you got to ask yourself, why would you feel the need to delete your social media versus just private it? Just private your social media. But I'm going to throw a little wrench in that. Mm-hmm. Let's say you don't trust the people that are already your friends on social media. Because think about it. You don't know who could be leaking your stuff to the press. Does that make sense? Like, if I'm friends with, let's say, 4,000 people on Facebook, mm-hmm. if I private my account, mm-hmm. if they're still friends with me, they can still see my stuff.
Absolutely.
I would have to go through and literally make it so that every single post became private versus friends only. Stuff like that. You have to like go through but
would you be posting though in this situation?
No, I'm talking about like they're deleting past stuff. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be posting now or even like after that, But I'm saying I don't think anybody would have needed to delete versus you just private it.
Absolutely.
Because I asked Scott that question myself, and he's like, that's obstruction of justice if you're deleting stuff. And I said, thank you. That's exactly what I've been saying. If you delete something, and that can be possibly used that's obstruction of justice. I've said that since day one, and I think that that's bullshit. And you could say, well, I just did it because I'm clearly drinking a beer and I'm underage. I don't want that. And it's like, I get that you don't want that, but we have 4 people that were just gutted, okay? Like, we don't care about your sipping a beer. And clearly, Moscow Police Department doesn't care either, as long as you're doing it in your, your own room.
True.
The comfort of your own home.
And you get that because of what? The body cam, right?
Yeah.
What did they say?
The body cam told, hey, we know that you're going to drink in college. Just do it in your own home. Do it in your own room. And I'm just like, wow. I can't believe that they're saying that to students.
They want that $487.50 though.
Well, but they also want to have that, like, I think they care about, like, that officer cared about, like, being boys with the people. Mm. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, oh yeah, well, what about that car that you smelled? It was a weird interaction.
Yeah.
So, moving on. White car. Witness or suspect?
Police
or suspects. Police are saying that they have critical information. Mm-hmm. But are you going to second guess that? Like, are they being truthful in that? I could tell you, yeah, you're not a suspect here. We need to talk to you, and then boom, we get you to come out because of. Are they lying about that? And then think about it, guys. Let's be honest. They've known about that car since Kaylee's sister went through and got like the ring footage from the neighbors and stuff like that. They've known about that white car since day one. It had just been so long that, okay, finally now we're going to go to the public with it. Okay? They've known about that car, in my opinion, since day one. Ever since Kaylee's sister would have brought whatever to them. That's what my opinion is on that.
And hallelujah to the Gonsalves family for literally bringing more attention to this case and helping web sleuths put pieces of the puzzle together more and more, right? Because what would we have without them? The timeline would be so messed up.
Yes. Now, you bring up a good point with these bars that would be in the area. You guys, I don't think that a bunch of these people were at these bars. I think more of the stuff is happening at fraternity houses. So my question then is, are these people more concerned with the fact that fraternities are allowing people that are underage to drink? What could happen to that fraternity? So that's why those pictures aren't surfacing versus, I was at, Bob's bar and taking selfies and in it you can see me and I'm in an establishment after 9 p.m. that's 21 over. And I'm 19 or I'm 20. So, do I think that people are trying to cooperate and help law enforcement? Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think that it's just probably like, this is national news. You're going to have your idiots that are going to, probably send emails and tips that are ridiculous. And then doing it purposefully, which is just, I think that you should get in trouble for that.
Absolutely.
I think that you should be, that should be, if you're sending a tip in that's just completely false and it's false, come on. What type of a human being does that? Think about that.
A troll?
Yeah. But what should happen? I'm sorry, but I think that they should check that IP address, and I think that you should be in trouble for that.
I agree with that, but...
That is insanity to me.
Look at what that one YouTuber did, and it's just horrible because we have families that are out here suffering, and you're just adding to that for what clicks, So yeah, absolutely. There should be ramifications for that. Mic dropping's here, though.
Oh, yeah, mic dropping. Whoop, whoop.
She's all blue.
Love you, mic dropping. Hi, y'all. Okay. So again, a month later, what do we know? What are they telling us? You guys, if you guys watched my video yesterday, if you haven't, please go do so. It's not that long at all. I now, without a doubt, question the whole 3 to 4 a.m. The woman that was there, who's a coroner, who saw the bodies.
Kathy.
Kathy. Good old Kath. Here, I'm going to actually show you this part of it.
Please do, because it is such a great video. And if anyone missed it, please go watch it. Lana found... we went back and watched a few of the interviews because we almost have to go back to the drawing board here, right? What do we know? And Lana caught this. It's amazing. Play it for them, Lana.
Through, for our viewers, kind of the process between when police show up and then you guys getting the bodies and doing your examinations.
Sure. Well, law enforcement goes through and looks for any evidence, takes videos and pictures of everything in there, and they'll start talking with people. So I don't really need to be there for that. They can't move the bodies. The bodies have to stay as they were until the coroner gets there. So
Okay, so just remind everybody, that means the bodies cannot be moved. Okay, everybody should know this, but maybe they don't. Until the coroner gets there, nothing can be moved in terms of the bodies. Okay? Nothing can be moved. This is the woman that is the first, this is your coroner that came on site, okay?
Those are really that's what my job is. To look at the bodies.
As a coroner, do you guys do the autopsies and all that?
No, we some do if they're an actual medical examiner, but we have forensic pathologists and we contract with Spokane to do that.
So in your experience, what is it that you saw when you showed up?
Well, there was a lot of blood. It was a very sad scene for murdered college students.
You're ruling all 4 deaths homicides?
Yes.
The coroner did not perform the autopsies in the 4 slain students. This is a fact, as well as that this interview was conducted prior to the autopsies being performed.
Yes. It's my job to determine the manner and mechanism of death.
And then I know with toxicology results, there can often be, at least in Washington, a delay. So do you have any idea how long it could take, if those were relevant, to get any type of results back on?
Okay, this is the most important part of the interview. Right here. She's going to ask about the toxicology, but then right after she asks about the toxicology, listen. This is the most important part of this interview.
Well, the toxicology reports, right, they usually take 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer. But they might, I don't think they're going to be relevant in the actual manner or cause of death.
And do we know how long between the time of death and when police found them, approximately?
No, I don't know.
Okay, right here, she says, again, I'm going to just back it up just a tad, okay? Mm-hmm. She gets the phone call at noon. But because of law enforcement doing their thing, she does not go into the house until 5 or 5:30, okay? But she does get the call around noon, 12 or 12:30. And then she waits, and she does not go in until 5 or 5:30, as she states in this interview. Now, watch her movement. Watch her movement with this answer, okay?
Her body language?
Her body language. Watch her body language here, all right? This is very, very important. All right, so if you really want to talk about a case and talk about true crime, check this out.
There can often be, at least in Washington, a delay. So do you have...
She's sitting perfectly, like her hands are cross-folded. She's engaged. She's listening to the question.
She's self-soothing a little bit, but yes, totally engaged.
Yeah, she's just like perfectly, like this is how she's been, I feel, the whole time.
Baselining?
Yeah, she's just, her hands are folded. She's listening. She's answering questions with her hands folded. Her elbows are on her desk. Now watch this.
Any idea how long it could take, if those were relevant, to get any type of results back on that?
Well,
She has no problem about to answer the toxicology question, which is 4 to 6 weeks. She has no problem answering this. She keeps her hands folded on the desk. Doesn't make any body movement, in my opinion. Check it out.
toxicology reports, right, they usually take 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer. But they might, I don't think they're going to be relevant in the actual manner or cause of death.
And do we know how?
Now right here we go. This is everything.
How long between the time of death and when police found them, approximately?
No, I don't know for sure.
Boom. And that is a complete, oh gosh, I move back, I cross my hands, and that's a guard up.
It's a barrier.
That's a guard up. But it's when they ask, do you know the time of death? Do you know the time of death? Okay.
She's uncomfortable.
She's very uncomfortable asking this or being asked this question and giving this answer right here.
Absolutely.
Cause of death.
And do we know how long between the time of death and when police found them, approximately?
No, I don't know for sure.
Do we have any, could it have been hours? Could it have been a day? Was it maybe close? Is there any sort of time frame there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. How is she not aware of, she saw the bodies. Mm-hmm. So she would know, you have a cop that comes out and says, yep, that was between 3 and 4 a.m. without having the autopsy done. You have this woman who, this is her expertise, right?
Absolutely. And please tell us, for people who are joining us late, who is she?
This is the coroner, but she did not do the autopsy. They used a different ME from Spokane.
Okay.
They contracted out. But this is who was on site, saw the bodies. Okay? And she's asked a very, very direct question, which is
a general question, right?
Which is, okay, do you know what the time of, so when the cops got there, how long had the bodies been deceased before the cops got there? Do you know this? Do you know this? And she said, she leans back as she's talking, crosses her arms, and says, no, I have no idea. And I don't believe anybody knows that. And then she says, we have to wait till we get the autopsy back. And when I saw this, because I'm like, let's go back to, the drawing board with everything. This interview was done on a certain day. The autopsies were done on a certain day. So then I went back to the drawing board with, okay, when did they first talk to the media? They did that on November 16th when they were physically on camera. Okay. And they said they were waiting to get the autopsies back. So they didn't have them unless they're lying. She does this interview on November 15th because she says it right here. We're doing the autopsies tomorrow. So just listen. But I'm saying when you want to break something down and you want to talk about a timeline, that's why I did this little mini series that was at 10 to 15 minutes per episode, with episode 2 being 49 minutes, because it's that important. Because it just collectively put in all of the pressers. But guys, this right here, why isn't anybody talking about this? Where are they getting the time frame of 3 to 4? Are they getting it because, well, nobody was on their phones anymore that night? What? That doesn't mean anything to me. There was no more movement on their phones. Okay. So why couldn't it be at 5? Why couldn't it be at 6? Why couldn't it be at 8? I just want to know how the cops came out and said 3 to 4 a.m. prior to getting the autopsies. And the answer for that is there is none. I'm sorry. There's just no answer for that. And the cops believe that this happened between that time to that time. And guys, I think that they think that for a reason, though. I don't think that they just pulled that out of their ass, is my point. But this woman has no clue to what the cops know. So I don't know what she may have said at the scene to everybody. I'm not a coroner. I don't know. But guess what? I'm going to love showing Scott this and asking him what he thinks.
That's tomorrow, you guys. So tomorrow, for anyone who's coming in late, Scott Roeder, who's a world-renowned forensics, crime scene reconstructionist and ballistic expert, is going to be joining Lana and it's not just going to be members only, but I think the last 20 minutes you're going to do members only questions.
Yeah, I think I have a lot that people are going to want to know, so I have that.
This will be a great question for him, though. See what he thinks about it.
Yeah, what should have happened there? The call comes in. Okay, why couldn't she go into that house before 5 or 5:30? Think about that, because she just said to us, well, she needed to let the cops do what they do. Well, let me tell you something. In Sheldon Jeter Jr. in the Tyreek Pugh case, the coroner was called, the coroner was there, and the coroner didn't say, I need to wait for you guys to, take pictures or do this or do that. Obviously, you do need to wait for them to take those pictures, but you don't say things like, well, I'll just come up there, once you get all that stuff done. You usually just go and you're there while that's happening. So this is just, it was just okay, she's telling us she got the call at 12 or 12:30, and she had to let the police do what they had to do, and then, 5 or 5:30.
And we're not knocking her.
No, we're not.
She's being honest.
I think she's being honest, but I think that we should question, how come the police are coming out on November 16th and saying the time of death was between 3 and 4 a.m.? Where are they getting that from? Because this woman, the day before that presser, is basically saying she doesn't know it, and then so therefore how do the cops know that?
That's exactly right, Lana.
That's it. That's boom, boom. And when I called Miss Mabbitt, I called her yesterday, has not heard back yet. I have not heard back yet. But all my question is for them is because I believe her. I believe that, I believe in her saying that she doesn't know because it was maybe, she couldn't tell. Maybe it was that, like maybe she really could not tell. I'm curious though. So my question was just this. Do you stand by your interview? And this is the part I want her to stand by, or be like, right here.
There can often be, in Washington, a delay. So do you have any idea how long it could take, if those were relevant, to get any type of results back on that?
Well, the toxicology reports, right, they usually take 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer. But they might, I don't think they're going to be relevant in the actual manner or cause of death.
And do we know how long between the time of death and when police found them, approximately?
No, I don't know for sure.
Do we have any, could it have been hours? Could it have been a day? Was it maybe close? Is there any sort of time frame there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of. She's not even saying, well, the police are saying 3 to 4 a.m. But we've discussed it, and we do believe it was somewhere in the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. Doesn't say anything about this. No, not that I'm aware of. You guys, and I believe it because guess what? The good old boys aren't going to include, Angela, Murder, She Wrote woman right here. They're not going to include her in their good old boys group. Okay? She is not going to be told things from the good old boys side. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
She's 100% right. Lana's 100% right. That's exactly what's happening.
Okay?
Here.
She has no idea. I don't think she's lying, guys. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't think she's lying, but I think she's uncomfortable with it because when she's there and she's performing her job, she's going to overhear things, okay? Yes, Angela Lansbury, there you go. Love her. Love her.
Who said it?
Murder, She Wrote. But she's not going to be they're not going to tell her anything. Because who do you think she has a relationship with? You think that she has a relationship that's all jammy fest with any of those guys? No.
So what does this mean? I mean, all the stuff we've heard, we basically have to go back to the drawing board here.
Well, that's why I think the most important thing is, take out what you've heard from any, go to the main sources. Dissect what the police have said. Dissect what this person has said. But when I saw this, I was like, wait a second, hold up. This person didn't even perform the autopsies. She's 5.5 hours behind. Now she has no idea. From my end, I didn't even know that we did calls, 3 she has no idea about a 3 to 4. And when you want to talk about people not being on the same page, when they have a briefing session, who would all be there? Who would all be? I mean, hey guys, we need to make sure that everybody is getting the same information. How do you make sure that happens? Because right now, this woman on this day, I have no idea what time the time of death was. Mm-hmm. Really? You have no idea? But how does law enforcement peg 3 to 4? And that's all I want to know is, I don't need you to tell me who your damn suspects are. I want to know, did you come to the scientific conclusion that it was 3 to 4 a.m.? Or did you come to it because of a digital thing? Where are you coming with 3 to 4 a.m.? That's what I want to know. Versus it being 7 to 8 a.m. And just because you said that you didn't found them bound and gagged doesn't mean that at one point that they weren't. Okay, what if when they all came home at 2 o'clock in the morning, okay, they were all basically walked into a hostage situation? I mean, what do you mean? That's where it comes around the circumstances that led to this. So when people out there want to say a timeline doesn't matter, the timeline should matter for the past month. It shouldn't just be for the past 48 hours.
100%.
It needs to, and guess what my thumbnail is to point out? So let's go back to this.
Tell us.
Let's do this. This picture right here is everything to me. In this picture, it is May 2nd, 2022. They are at the house that they currently rent now.
1122 King Road.
Yes, 1122 King Road. And that was taken May 2nd, 2022. Then you see a picture that is August 18th or 16th, 2022, where it says, basically, meet the new roomies. Okay? Meet the roomies, or something along those lines. I can go back and pull it up. But I said to myself, okay, well, I have a big... So here we go. Basically, in May, you had different people living in this house. Meaning Maddie, Kaylee, and Xana. I believe that they were your 3 founding people that live in this house. But who they lived with in 2021 and the 2022 year, okay? Yeah, what's the date? August 16th, yeah. Send that to me and I can...
You have this. I'll send it again.
Just send it through my email, that way I can pull it up. So in the 2021-2022 school year, who was living in this house? I believe that Maddie was living there, I believe that Kaylee was living there, and I believe that Xana was living there. Those are the 3. Who else, though? That's a 6-bedroom house. Now, who signs a lease, okay, to live somewhere for a year if 2 people are going to be graduating in December, or at least 1, then, again, who are the people that were living there previously? When did they decide that Bethany and Dylan were going to live there? Think about how crazy this is. Everything's fine. They're living in this house. Nothing's going on. And then boom, August 16th. In the month of August, probably August 1st is when they would move in. 2 new roommates move in, but one of the roommates that signed the lease and was supposed to be on it, okay, why did she no longer live there anymore? Was it just paperwork and it didn't have, I was supposed to be off anyways because I had graduated? Or, oh no, we got in a big rift. And I wasn't going to live there. You guys, this stuff matters when you sign a year lease. Who's paying this money? Who's paying for this? If the house is half empty, because normally it's going to be $500-600 per person. But now if you're talking about, once Kaylee would have left, is she still going to be paying for it? Because then you're down to, you got Xana, Maddie, you got 4 people then instead of the 5. But you should have 6. But these people were only living together, okay? And I said this one of my first episodes, I said, when you choose to live with somebody, it's a big deal. You're choosing to live with these people. You're choosing. Why did you choose these people? It's a big thing when you have to live with somebody. You got house rules, or at least you should. So those 2 that were unharmed, literally unharmed, allegedly in that residence when this happens, which I still have a question mark around because I want to know where their vehicles were parked. You have August, September, and October. You have, within a 3-month period, this happens. Everything's fine with this home and these girls until those 2 people move in. Within 3 months of those 2 people being new roommates, boom, four people are murdered. And now, am I saying that they did it? No. I'm saying you have to look at circumstances, though. What could have led to this happening? And you have so many moving parts. You got to determine when did Kaylee decide that she was going and leaving for Texas? Who knew that? Okay. Then who's beefing with who? I need it to be proved to me that Dylan does not have a vehicle. In a TikTok, by her just saying that she needs a ride because she's going to be late, you guys, she can't drive herself. Nobody can on campus, because then you park your car and you park it illegally, or you park in a non-permit that you don't have, and then your car gets ticketed and towed. That's why college students do not drive to classes, because you do not have the permit for it. And I'm telling you how college campuses are. That's how they make all their damn money. They ticket like a mofo. They will put a boot on your car. They will tow your car. That's how they make money. So until I see that out of her own mouth or her parents' own mouth that this girl, Dylan, does not have a vehicle, that is not true. It's not true. I have not seen that. That has not been proven by, any type of records. That is by a TikTok video of them making fun of each other, okay? Because she's always late and needs a ride to school. That doesn't mean that you don't have a car. Because you can't drive your own car on campus. You guys don't get it. That's not the thing. Please get that out of your minds. That TikTok video is literally a disservice for this investigation. Think about it. You're making fun of somebody, so you're going at their core. That's a way, those are digs, okay?
Well, when you're doing a character, like you're trying to be someone, you always go for that funny thing, right?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that she doesn't have a car. Now, could she in fact not have one? Sure, but that is not a fact because they said that she's running late to school. Yes, and there are many pictures of Dylan driving a vehicle. Absolutely.
Social butterfly nose.
I know, so I'm just saying, guys, that is horrible investigating. If you're like, oh, I saw that TikTok and she doesn't have a car because she was asking somebody for a car. I'm like, this is why you need to sit at that desk and do what the fuck you do right now because that is horrible. That's just not okay. And that's a bad assumption. Okay. Now, tell me that, hey, the girl didn't have her driver's license because when she was 18, she took her parents' Ferrari and she wrecked it drinking and driving, and then she lost her license and da-da-da. So her parents were like, you don't even need a car because you can't even drive. Give me something like that. Oh, Ashley, member for a month. Now I'm on my second month. Beginning a member to the #1 channel based off of intelligence and facts. Glad to be part of the TNT fam. Lana and Bella, the best duo on YouTube. That's right. Go, girl. I didn't see it pop up. I had to read it, though. Why doesn't it pop up? See, look at that.
Yeah, Ashley, we love you. It's because on StreamYard, you can't ever see those. It sucks, huh?
StreamYard needs to get with the times. This is pathetic. Okay?
That's what I do. I'm just here to prop it all up.
She borrowed Ethan's Jeep a lot. Yep, I noticed that because you could see that in the videos when it says Jeep. She did not have a good relationship with her dad, Dylan. I don't know if you guys have seen those messages, but Dylan's dad was like, hit me up whenever you need me if you're about to get in trouble. Daddy's back type of stuff. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. But basically, there's a lot of things going on. And I think that there was way more here, I'll go ahead and say this too. You guys. Her boyfriend, Jake, he's a couple years older. You guys heard him say that. I was a couple years older than Maddie, so I really didn't know her that well in high school, but then when she got to college, blah, blah, blah. If he's a couple years older, that means he already has graduated, okay? And I believe that he took a job in Boise, all right? Because I said to myself, why is he in Boise partying with these other girls? And they're taking a picture. I don't know if you guys have seen it on social media. But, why isn't he with his girlfriend that he doesn't see? Because at first I thought that he was still at the campus going to school. Then I was like, no, he's a couple years older, so he would have been graduated, which means he then got a job, possibly an internship, whatever it is. But no, that would be me assuming, that he lived in Moscow. What if, in fact, he didn't because he's, living in Boise, and that's why he went out in Boise that night? Yes, please be kind in chat. Everyone's being kind in chat. Yeah, there you go. Everyone's so amazing here.
Mystical.
Mystical.
But going back to this timeline thing.
Well, about her boyfriend here is... So I said to myself, why wasn't Jake actually in, Moscow that night? Because it was the last home football game. And I was like, well, you know what? He isn't a senior. This isn't his last. He already had that, But if you don't get to see your girlfriend during the week, because Boise is a far drive, guys. It's not like it's just 10 minutes.
How far is it?
It's like 3.5 hours.
That's so weird, right?
Well, I'm just saying it's not like you're, hey, you know what, guys? Let's go party in Boise for the night. People in Moscow may do that, but they're getting hotel rooms. Like, you're not going there, because I'm sure Boise's more fun, don't get me wrong. But I was more concerned with why wasn't Jake visiting his girlfriend or vice versa. You know, if I don't get to see you during the week, and that's part of the TikTok video too, when she's like, oh God, Jake's calling, it's 8 o'clock, I gotta go. Well, he's calling at 8 because he's now he's working now. And so he calls her at 8, probably during the week, and they have their little conversation. But that's what even more so went to the whole fact of, I'm like, okay, so Jake, I don't think he was living there in the town, because he had graduated and he had got a job. Tian says it's a very dangerous drive too. 2-lane, very curvy. Yeah, it's more like 5 hours. Yeah, I mean, the stuff that I did, it was like, what was it that one day? It was like 4 hours and like 27 minutes, 4 hours and like 43 minutes. I think the time of day too.
This is a long life for you.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the drive too.
Oh, the drive.
The drive, yeah. Yeah, it's actually 5 hours, 37 minutes. Yes. So you're not just going to Boise. I'm going up there for the day, you know, for the night. Like, you'd go there for like the weekend maybe, but why that weekend wasn't he visiting his girlfriend? Because he never gets to see her during the week. And then Bella's like, well, maybe they were having a girls' weekend where it was like, you know, oh, Kaylee's coming this weekend. She's going to show me the new Range Rover that she got. We're going to that formal. You know what I mean? Like, these girls as boyfriends, in a sense, like, are no longer in college. All right? So, a lot of new things were just going on in their lives. It wasn't how it was back the year before and the year before that. And so what I think investigators need to really focus on is all these moving parts. And I think that they are. And I think that that's what's causing issues. But that tells me then, when you want to say that you think it was targeted, are you just saying that because you want to just keep the campus calm? Versus, I mean, was it more or less they had to say that to keep the campus, like, so that people aren't freaking out? Or were they forced into saying that? So, is Mod Squad in Boston in here?
I think Boston had to do something really quick. She was here in
Okay,
the
so I'm gonna pay attention to chat then.
It's good, we got it.
So, next thing is, I kind of just talked about the whole campus safety thing. Is campus safe? I think that they've been told to. So, we, Boston went. Oh, she's probably working so that we can have that steak dinner later. Bless her.
She's so busy all the time and does like the most. She's the best girl ever.
You know, people want to say it was her best friend's last night there. You guys, I have a lot of questions now about that after hearing her dad talk about the bedroom. You know, Kaylee's bed was still in there because he said I had put 2 and 2 together because her bed didn't have any blood on it. That means that Kaylee's bed was still present in that home.
Absolutely. That's a big deal. Because here we are thinking
that she
maybe
had
there was
completely
no
moved out. Yeah, that she had completely moved out. Yeah, that she had completely moved out. And here we're thinking about who would put a dog in a room that had nothing in it. You know? But guys, wait till you hear tomorrow, because I'm saving it for the Scott Roeder. Wait till you hear the bombs that we're about to drop in tomorrow's episode. You guys aren't ready for this.
I'm going to drop the membership link.
It has not been talked about at all on any channel.
Ever.
And when we bring this, people are going to be like, oh my God, why didn't we think about that?
Still fire.
Yeah, it's pretty lit. And it has to do with that house. And it has to do with obviously the people that live there. But it has to do with the crime scene. It has to do with you know, when you're talking about target, not targeted, things like that. The murder weapon or murder weapons, and then are we talking about one person? Are we talking about two people? And I just think that when you hear from Scott, it's tomorrow at 1 p.m. and you really get to hear that, you know, these are the reasons that this type of stuff happens. You got the number one reason, you got the number two reason, you got the third and the fourth, okay? And when you don't keep logic and the probability, like, where it needs to be in an investigation, you know, to sit here and say that this is, like, you know, an attack like this is 99.9% a personal attack. I like my steak bloody too, by the way. And Scott's going to be bringing all the dad jokes, he said, you know.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, he says he's going to bring all the dad jokes.
Can we just tell people who just got here what's happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern?
What's happening? Yeah, I mean, let me just add this to stream. This is what's happening. Right here. This is what's happening. With the finale of the mini-series of The Timeline in epic fashion by hosting a live broadcast with special guest Scott Roeder, one of the nation's best crime scene reenactment and expert witnesses, forensic specialist, Wednesday, December 14th, 2022 at 1 p.m. right here on Truth and Transparency. Scott Roeder, special guest, 1 p.m. Wednesday, December 14th.
My name is Scott Roeder. I'm an evidence specialist and crime and shooting scene reconstruction expert. In the blink of an eye, what would you do if you were in that position? Put your hands behind your back. Ah! What would you do? All right.
He is literally one of the best, if not the best. And Scott and I are going to be doing some work together on a couple different things. But tomorrow kicks off, literally, you guys, what I've seen mainstream media do with not only this case, but with a bunch of cases. You guys, this is why YouTube is literally, I think, about to surpass mainstream media. When you want to talk about fake news and all that stuff, I mean, it's real. If you're just taking your information from whatever you're being fed from mainstream media, I hate to say this, but you're an idiot. Okay? I showed you on this channel, the woman, God bless her soul, Nancy Lou or whatever. Yeah, these two cars just pulling away here. And I'm like, girl, there's 3 cars there. There's 3 damn cars there. And the one was the SUV that's been there since day one. So it's not like there's some like random people going in there. That SUV that's gray, the Tahoe looking SUV. It's really, you know, you want to get on a channel and just read mainstream media. That's not what YouTube in the true crime world is for. It's for you to put out, you guys, that's not the truth. You guys, they're misrepresenting the family. You guys, they cut, copy, edit things. And you heard it from Kaylee's sister. And it's just like, that's why family members, not just in this case, but so many cases, have used their own platform so that their words aren't chopped up, twisted. It's like, here, this is what I have to say. I want to say it live so that you can't do anything to it. Well, guess what? Go on YouTube to do that. And you know what? Start your own channel. Because you know who I think is a great spokesperson? Is Kaylee's sister's amazing.
100%.
You know, she is so well, she articulates things. She is very, very detailed, which I love. I've personally reached out, me and Scott have personally reached out together to the family to say, hey, if you need a platform and you need to say what you need to say, if you need help, I mean, this is the best. This is the world's best. And if you got somebody like this that could help in any capacity for a grieving family with his expertise, he made it known. So, which I think is phenomenal for him to do. He's just a hell of a person. And
can we talk about how amazing this is going to be tomorrow? Because we have Lana, who everyone knows is attention detailed and is basically going back to the beginning to figure this out. And then we have Scott Roeder. So Scott Roeder, because I love ballistics and everything like that, Scott Roeder is world renowned in crime scene analysts and like putting together crime scenes and figuring them out. And it's called the evidence room, right? His
yeah, it's just evidence room, not with the
no the okay. So evidence room, and we'll have that. We'll drop.
I'll put up all of his stuff here. This is the stuff I've been working on, like.
So the two of them, you guys, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So basically, what time is it now for those?
We're going to be challenging each other. We're going to be talking. I mean, we're doing 3D reenactments of the possibilities, because this is what needs to be talked about. You guys, we are questioning the murder weapon or weapons. Ooh. We are questioning the dullness of a knife once you were to do it. We're going to be talking about so much that. And it's talking about it in science. It's talking about it in logic. It's talking about it in, is this even possible? What's the probability of this? Blah, blah, blah. And sorry, guys, I hit the mute button. I just talked to myself for about 4 seconds. But yeah, it's going to be a really, really educational, I think, is the best way to put it. Is we believe that could law enforcement be guessing on the type of weapon? So we just have a lot to say. So I think that there's, if you want to listen to somebody talk about something, why wouldn't you want to listen to an expert? I don't want to listen to, no offense, a panel of come on. Well, this is what they put on their social media posts. Like, they were all in Cabo one day, and they just looked like they had 5 or 6 margaritas, and I just can't believe it. Well, then you don't know college life. I don't want to hear that. I want to talk about. I was just about to say, I think Lana muted herself. Yep, I accidentally hit the wrong button. Also, I don't take kindly to people coming in my chats and trolling the amazing human beings. So I try to pay attention to it as much as possible, even when conducting a show. So, but yeah, I love margaritas though, right? Exactly. That's what it should be about, is when you're going across social media, there's just things that are important and there's things that aren't. And either you have the intuition to know and decipher the difference, but no, I don't care about a TikTok where they're being Santa Claus or, just come on. They're being college kids. Also, do I think it's important about the OnlyFans? Yes and no. You're going to hear about that tomorrow. OnlyFans, I think, is not as personal. So, I mean, when you're using a knife, guys, when you're using this type of killing / killings, because it's multiple, very personal. But yeah. So, in the UK, I don't know. It's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. So just ask Siri or Google what time it is there. I think it's like, I want to say 5 or 6 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard is, I want to say, I think you guys are like, Bumblebee knows all that. Bumblebee's my UK go-to. It's 6 p.m. There she is. Yeah, see? Carol Johnson says, thank you for saying this. That's very kind. I completely trust Lana and her research. I've seen how you research, darling, and you're not afraid to tell the ugly truth. And, wait, it scrolled up. And there's a lot of ugly truth here, not of the victim, but the scenario. Yeah, it is. And guess what? Scott loves whiteboards as much as I do. So it's just when you vibe well with somebody and your personalities, have like a really good, like, they don't clash, they complement. And I tell you, the first time I hung out with Scott in Florida, because I was like, oh God, this guy, I mean, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, right? And I'm like, I walked away and I was like, dude, that is one of the coolest dudes. Like, just, you would expect like a science nerd or something like that. You hear like about an expert and you just think, oh God, go, get your geek on. Oh God, no. He has an amazing golden retriever dog. The best trained animal I've ever seen in my life. Literally didn't even know the dog was in the house we were in. It was great experience. Totally not, a geek getting on a podium to talk to a class and put you to sleep. I think that you guys are going to dig it. And to have the insight, and I mean, this is who he's normally on, like Unsolved Mysteries. He's on CBS 48 Hours. He's on, he's on ABC. You name it, the show he's been a part of. So to have him here on this platform, as reputable as he is, like I said, one of the best. It's just, I'm excited for all of you guys. I could call him up and talk to him for hours about this. But I'm like, you know what? This is something that you guys are so, invested your time, and, people stay up at night and they're like, man, I can't fall asleep because I just keep thinking, I have kids too. And, they're about to go to college in a couple years. And this is just, the unthinkable. So all the time that you guys have invested, and, but yeah.
So the officer tries to maintain control of the arms to diminish the...
In your opinion, do you believe that...
I want to show you this clip from the Vallow case. Check it out. Ashley, how could you be paying attention this whole time, allegedly, and not know who's going to be on? I'm sorry, but that just blows my mind. All right, I pulled up. I want you guys to see this. So I'll check this out.
In your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, April. Well, a tragic ending. The family confirms the remains found on Chad Daybell's Idaho property are those of J.J. Vallow and his sister, Tylee Ryan.
It's certainly the news that just was heartbreaking for everybody as we heard it yesterday. Well, this morning, Daybell sits in jail. His wife, Lori Vallow, the children's mother, also still sitting in jail. And they're being held on separate charges for now. This story, of course, capturing national attention after the kids went missing shortly after moving from Chandler here in Arizona to Rexburg, Idaho with their mom. JJ and Tylee were
on that. We are joined by crime scene and forensic expert Scott Roeder. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And I want to ask you about the bodies because they have now identified that those were indeed the bodies of JJ and Tylee. Months after their death, would they still be identifiable without an autopsy report?
Well, after several months like that, the decomposition would be dramatic. I just worked on a case recently where the body was left to the elements for just 24 days, and there was really nothing left except bones and the clothing. So the challenges that they have in this particular case are daunting. You've got issues of etymology, you've got issues of animal disturbance of the remains. And then there were also reports that I think I read with regard to the bodies being concealed or disturbed in an egregious manner, meaning the body could have been mixed with other elements, other, potential, biological material to help mask the body. And when you get into this kind of a crime scene and an exterior crime scene, you have to think about it like essentially murder archaeology. And the tools that they're going to be using to scan this quite a big area, I think they've cordoned off about a 1 mile radius, a square around the burial site. And they're going to have to scan each layer of the ground to see, one, if there are multiple burial sites that might be masking important components of the anatomy that might directly result in determining the manner and cause of death.
Let me ask you about the crime scene itself, because I would imagine around that crime scene, they're looking for evidence to tie either Chad Daybell or Lori Vallow to that scene. So how do they go through that process?
Well, they're going to need to try to find a murder weapon. They're going to need to find how they were killed. You could be suffocated, shot, blunt force trauma. So they're going to want to be able to identify what kind of damage the body has. And it's very difficult when you don't have a lot of biological material left. So we're dealing with bones and we're dealing with potentially clothing. Also, we're looking for, concealment of other evidence that would indicate how they were killed. Just by finding the bodies doesn't necessarily have the link to prove that they murdered these children. So, it's quite a task for the crime scene investigators, and they have to go very slow. And it's almost like panning for gold. So as they go through 1/4 inch layers of the topsoil, they need to sift it through a 1/4 inch
kind of net material to uncover small pieces of evidence. It could be bullet fragments, it could be bone fragments.
All right, so yes, I want to show you guys this last little clip here, because again, me and Scott are both from Cleveland, so Cleveland raise up. Let's see, check it out. I want you guys to see this. Again, I think it's going to be very interesting for you guys to see what he brings to the table.
One thing that never changes is the truth. And the truth is, the evidence never lies.
Who's a forensic animator, to take a look at the existing evidence.
People want to rush to an opinion. They want to rush to the story before the evidence even has been analyzed. I stick to the physical and the forensic evidence.
For up to 2 weeks, and that the frozen river could have preserved his body.
Welcome to episode number 7 of the Evidence Room podcast.
Yes, those trying to get in touch, it is, you can do Lana at fightforafamily.com. That should, so I think Mod Squad dropped it in chat. I dropped it in chat as well. Yeah, I would love to know some more details surrounding the reason that the person that was on that lease decided against, living there. Scott Roeder, copy. Boom. Paste. Okay.
My name is Scott Roeder. I'm an evidence specialist and crime and shooting scene reconstruction expert.
The ramifications are immense.
In the blink of an eye, what would you do if you were in that position? Put your hands behind your back. Ah! What would you do?
All right, yep. So check it out tomorrow, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Let me look at the chat here. Let me pull this up too. The last part of discussion here would be talking about I want to talk about what her dad said and what was brought to light yesterday. I think that now do we have issues with mainstream media? You know, Fox News. Did they put stuff out that the dad didn't say? I think that's always what's tough about when you like write an article versus when you actually see somebody and they're on a camera, or at least you hear their voice and they're saying things. So it's if you think that you have to worry about YouTubers or podcasters making stuff up, then you'd be crazy not to think about the mainstream media making stuff up. You guys, the media is owned by one of three huge enterprises, basically. And each one of them, if you think about it, they're always going to have their narrative. You know, you have the CBS narrative, you have the NBC narrative, you have the ABC narrative. Just truly think about it. Why are people more branching off on their own? And it's because you want me to say something, or you're going to twist my words to fit your narrative. And that's just that's not who I am. That's not who Scott Roeder is. It's about the truth, whatever that may be. I can't be bought. I've never been able to. You can pay me $1 million right now to tell the world something that I didn't believe in. And people may say that that's crazy. Just, do it and sell out or whatever. Never can happen. I have way too much personal pride. I believe in my last name, in the name that my parents gave me, and the legacy that they've instilled by doing things the right way. That's just who I am. So I look at someone like Scott, and he's, identical in that aspect. Like, I'm sorry, but the work is the work, and what it leads to, it leads to. I always said in my journey with the Sheldon Jeter Jr. case, if there ever came a point in time that I thought that Sheldon was guilty, that's what it is. I wouldn't try to cover that up. But he's not. And in fact, all the work that I've done leads and has led more so on a path of him not being guilty, and it being corruption, versus like the doubt. More of my investigation has led actually to clearing paths of that road of innocence. And I think that when you think of YouTube, people get a bad rep, but honestly, all it is a platform. It's a streaming. It's a way for me to go live and tell the world something. So could I do it from, www.sitonyouраss.com, go there, check it out. This is where I am streaming live, and it's the internet. If you have the internet, go to this website and you can see me and you can hear me and all these things. Freedom of the press, that's what this is about. So it's just interesting when you sit back and you watch it all unfold, and the breaking news that people say that they have. Oh God, I want to be the first one to get it out there. You guys, the first ones to get something out there, they're usually the ones that are wrong. Because that gave you no time to vet your sources. That gave you no time to actually put a story together. You just want to say, whoop, boop, doop. Because I go back and I look at the Sheldon case, I look at Rachel Del Tondo case. You look at any case and go back and look at the initial breaking news. Oh, there's a death out in, Florida, blah, blah, blah. And you listen to what they're trying to tell you. And you go back and you listen to that a year later and you're like, none of this is accurate. None of this is accurate. But guess what they did though? All of us, we already have our opinions because we're like, well, we heard that on CNN. What do you mean it's not right? They're not going to put that out there. But you guys, that's so wrong. That's so wrong for us to think that way, because it's actually, I can prove to you that it's not right. I can prove to you. But this is where people aren't being held accountable, is you put something out there, all you got to do is just go correct it, go change it, go correct it. If you make a correction on something, that's what's credible in my eyes. Just correct it. But you want to harp on something, or you want to let it stand, or because, well, I can't be wrong, so I got to find a way to make it so that I'm not wrong. Those are the people that you need to watch out for. But when people want to say like, oh, YouTube's bad, YouTube isn't bad. Okay. It's how you use a platform. Either you're an idiot with it or you're responsible with it. Period. So there's a reason that somebody like Scott Roeder is coming on my channel. And that should tell everybody enough. Like, he wasn't like, oh, wait, what do you mean you're on YouTube? Like, no. It's about mutual respect. It's about how you conduct yourself. And ultimately, at the end of the day, when you got everybody that's like, that knows who Lana Oriani is, but it's either because you hate her or you love her, that's interesting. Because somebody wants to know why anybody would hate on somebody that's just trying to do good, right? But me and Scott are similar in the fact that if you tell us not to do something, or you're trying to get us not to look into something, why does anybody need to do that? Why do you want somebody not to look into something? Stay away from that person. Stay away from that case. Well, why? That makes me want to look into it more. So I just think that I think when it comes to this case in the University of Idaho and the 4 students, there's way more going on that meets the eye, and you're not going to hear that from mainstream media. Because they just want to put a fancy title on something and talk about the same thing in different ways. So 4 people aren't butchered for no reason. Period. Could people be in the wrong place at the wrong time? Sure, yeah, right? But you can't sit here and tell me that 4 people that actually live in that house are at the wrong place at the wrong time. They live there. So you can't say they're at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, that has to go out the window. You know what I mean? You can't say, oh, somebody was at the wrong place at the wrong time. No. They live there. They're at the right place at the right time. It's nighttime. It's time to go to sleep. Yes, hit that thumbs up. Thank you there, Mama Fee. Mama Fee, I can't wait for what questions you're going to bring tomorrow. I'm actually excited to hear. Just think about it tonight. Go home. You're working right now, but go home. Think about something that's actually, like, if you were at a presser, what would you want to know? And come here tomorrow with those questions, Come here, and we want to hear the good questions. We want to hear, we have a nice little layout that, the way that we're going to design the show for tomorrow. But like I said, I could sit at home and be on the phone and talk to Scott for hours. But this is here, like, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to know? And I have a nice little outline to cover these. I'm not throwing softball questions up there. We want the hard questions. And when I say we, more like him, I want, this isn't softball land. Let's go get it. Let's go get the truth, you guys. And the truth is in the evidence. Okay. The truth is there, and people can either help get the truth or people can hinder that. And yeah, are there people that are probably right now totally in shock and traumatized? Absolutely. But there's also people that aren't even in that effect of feeling anything yet. And those people, and I think Mr. Gonsalves said it the best way. I want to be able to grieve, but I can't until I find my daughter's killer or killers. Scott, I know, is going to talk big on the layout of that house. And we're going to talk big on, you know, the balcony of Kaylee, that bedroom. We're going to talk big on that. And when it extends all the way to the left, we're working on trying to get the blueprints of the house. I want to know how tall it was. If you go all the way to the left, is that level? Or is it just a little bit level? Could somebody have come in the slider of Kaylee's bedroom that would have been there that day to the point that they made sure that it was unlocked to enter? I just gave you guys a little bit of a spoiler there. We're going to talk about fraternity life. We're going to talk about the probabilities of a homicide, aka 4, like this. We're going to talk about leaving. We're going to talk about cleanup. Just so much that we're going to talk about, and nothing's off the table. The only thing that comes off the table is the last 20 minutes you can be here, you can watch everything like that, but the last 20 minutes, it goes shut down and it goes to members only. And anybody that's been a member of mine and you have your membership, I'm going to be shotgunning your guys' questions up on the screen and, you know, giving Scott a chance. And then I'm even going as far as I will allow 5 call-ins. So you guys will see how that'll go. But yeah, it's I think it's going to be a very fair, honest, and raw, real show. The best part about it is when someone says, like, we have no dog in this. This is about 4 grieving parents, but in my opinion, more importantly, like, I want justice for the people that went through the horrible, you know, their final moments. Like, that's insane. You're at home. You're about to go to sleep. You possibly could have already fell asleep. And I know that if I was a roommate and I was a surviving roommate, you know, I'd be the first one. I'd be in front of every media outlet saying, no, this is this. You guys want to arrest me for underage drinking? Come and bring it. I don't care. You want to arrest me because I did drugs? Come and do that. I'm here to get my friends justice.
Mystical just gifted 5.
Mystical gifted 5? Mystical? Oh, where is she, that doll? Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mystical. Thank you. We're going to talk about the strength. I mean, Scott's going to tell you right off the rip, he thinks that this is a male because of the strength that is needed. We're going to talk about things that make sense, okay? Yes, get your membership, you know. You can go to other channels and you guys can talk about, you know, be all about the gossip or be all, oh, God, you see that stuff on 4chan? They just solved it because some idiots from wherever wanted to write all that crap. Nobody has solved anything. Okay? Solving something comes with a successful prosecution. Okay? And, you know, even in that sense, we got to be very careful of the wrong person not getting railroaded. In a situation like this, when people say, well, Lana, don't you think the university wants to clear this up? You're damn right they do. And they don't care who's going to go down for it, in my opinion. Because all eyes are on the University of Utah or Idaho right now. And I'm telling you, if there's any people out there that know how to dig and they should be looking at certain things, other things are going to come up smelling like shit. So, Mod Squad, yes, welcome to the fam. Who all got one? Because on my end, when I watch all this stuff, I don't get to see it all explode like that. So I gotta have like my phone up, and then so I can see it, so I can say the names. Hey, Bella, who ended up getting those memberships? Yes. I got screenshots for you. No, I was thinking maybe you can just go over here and tell me so I can.
Nancy S just gifted 5.
Nancy S just gifted 5? Oh my goodness. Who's the winners? I feel like it's Oprah. Nancy S just gifted 5? Oh my goodness. Who's the winners? Ava. Oh my god, look at Cece. Never seen that name. Oh, Outcats. I seen that. Love My Charlie Faith. I've seen that name. Liberty. There you go. Look at that. Again, Nancy is the bomb. Nancy. Nancy is a bomb. You know, they say it's all random, you know what I mean? Mystical. Lisa Maxwell got one. Andrea Gardner, she's going to love it. Oh, God, she's going to go crazy. Cranky Squirrel. I already thought that they were a member. That's interesting. They must not have re-upped. Just kidding. This just calls out those people. I'm just totally kidding. That's funny. Oh. Awesome. You guys, I feel like it's a game, you know what I mean? I just want to go buy some so I could, like, see what happens. Like, see who wins. I don't even know how to do it, to be honest. Oh, Bella has one that she could do a super chat. She doesn't even use it. She'll super chat. Highlight your membership loyalty with VIP super chats. This is a personalized limited time offer. Yeah, how do I do that? You guys, I don't know. Just. This is funny. I don't know how these phones work. Alsane, are you a member? Like, I can't even tell on these things. Oh, no, Alsane is a member. Hello, everyone. Hello, no way. Here you go. There you go, Bella. Thank you for letting me see your phone. Yes, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. But yeah, it'll be definitely a fabulous show. And in fact, you know what? Like, I would love to hear Scott talk about the Delphi case, like talk about, you know, a crime scene and talk about the reenactment of that day. But yeah, so hit that thumbs up. We got a newbie. There you go. There you go. Welcome. Best comment award goes to Charles. There you go. Again, hit that thumbs up and set your alarms for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and make that thumbnail in the live right now for tomorrow. Again, it will be subscribers only. If you're not subscribed, you won't be able to chat. It'll be public viewing. All right. And, you know, I think just come with your thinking caps on. Come with, let's hear what he has to say, you know. We've gone 30 days, guys. It's been a month. We've gone 30 days and I think very limited answers. I think more questions, honestly, than answers, because I want to know what these college students think they're, you know. This should be solved if it's a college student, in my opinion. Because college kids can't keep secrets to save their lives. You get caught cheating in a day, but yet 4 homicides, same house, nobody knows anything, but you get caught cheating in literally like a day or 2. Think about that. No.
Oh my God, Mystery Maverick just became a member.
Mystery Maverick?
I love
Mystery
her.
Maverick. Oh, I love your profile pic. Go, girl.
And Lisa just came. Lisa slays.
Lisa? Did she just say that she has a membership?
She just subbed.
Oh, Lisa. Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
Lisa. Miss you so much.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Uh-oh, there you go.
So tomorrow, for anyone who's just getting here, tomorrow is a big day here at 1 p.m. Eastern. Lana is going to be on with Scott Roeder, who is world renowned for what he does in ballistics and crime scene reconstruction. And these are two of the out of the box thinkers, like the best stuff you're ever going to get. It's not going to be what you're used to hearing. So come with your questions, as Lana has said.
Come with your thinking caps.
Thinking caps. So I guess that's 6 p.m. for the UK.
For UK, it's 6 p.m. for the 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what I kind of did was, those of you guys that work tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time people, take a late lunch, okay? And enjoy a late lunch and listen. Or those of you guys that need to get your nails done or your hair done, same thing. But if you're in the UK, or if you're, other time zones, and if you can't join live, it's okay, because you can watch later. But you have a chance to engage and be part of the show. I'm going to be doing a really good job during the show to be highlighting and be focusing on the members in that last 20 minutes. It's all about you guys. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's worth listening to what Scott has to say. And, like I said, he's dealt with the police. He's been an expert witness for the police. Okay? So he's been an expert witness for defense. So he knows what it's like to work with the police and know how they kind of think and operate, to say, okay, here, Scott, we're 30 days out. Why are they, doing and saying this? What could this mean? What could that mean? Oh my God, Boston says, Lana, I will be here. Don't worry. You took a half a day. The show must go on. That's why I love you. All you got, the membership is, I think it's just $2.99.
I just dropped the link.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to.
I mean, if you really, honestly, if you don't want to get a membership, but you want to partake tomorrow, you can literally super chat, and it's kind of like the same thing if you wanted to put a question up there and do it through a super chat.
So true.
So, and we learned that from we learned that from somebody the other day.
Don't say.
We're just being funny with that one. You know what? If you guys want to become a member, but you want to be a super chatter,
We thought you couldn't do it, but someone proved us wrong.
We thought you couldn't do that, but someone proved us wrong. It was hilarious. I was like, okay,
she's good for something.
I mean, you know what? Sometimes you gotta laugh a little, guys. And I enjoy laughing. I asked Scott if we could do this episode at the strip club, and he said, yeah, why not? No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so much. Again, I'm gonna make that live, so it'll come up in your feeds. Not only hit the thumbs up, but get your notifications. If you're not getting them, unsubscribe and then resubscribe.
Unsubscribe and resubscribe.
Yeah, just I don't know if that helps, and then you hit like that little bell. I was told that helps, like if you're not getting your notifications.
Oh, look, someone joined. Sydney Queen.
Oh, Sydney, welcome to the game, girl. When I say the game, it's truth and transparency.
Welcome to the truth.
Yeah, welcome to the truth. Welcome to the TNT fam, So, yeah. But I just want to say thank you guys. We have the best mods. We have the best, I believe, I'm biased though, but I believe that we have the best content because it is the truth. It's not regurgitated, and we just keep on keeping on, move on to the next. We've already covered it. You could sit there and talk for 4 hours about the same thing, but once you make your point, I think it's better when you say something, it is what it is, and it stands for what it stands for. So, all right, guys, take care. Till next time. All right.
Till tomorrow, which is the biggest live ever.
Yeah, biggest. The only way you see something like this is if you watch CNN.
And then you don't even have a way to ask questions.
Yeah. And guess what? They just they just throw softballs up there. I'm telling you, Ashley Banfield's gonna be one jealous woman after she sees this live.
She is?
I think she's gonna be pretty jealous.
I think I need to write her.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be pretty jealous. Again, guys, thank you so much. Check it out. Here, we're gonna close with this one last time. Take care. And be kind to one another. Be kind.
Mods are the most amazing here, though, Lana, right?
Yeah, they rock. They rock.
Oscar Pistorius was filmed reenacting the shooting of Reeva Steenkamp as part of his pre-trial preparations in October last year. The footage was filmed in his uncle's home and was to be used by American company The Evidence Room to create a 3D visual map of the moments before, during, and after that shooting. His lawyers say it was never meant to be broadcast, but now it's been seen by the world. The footage was aired during a Channel 7 documentary entitled Running Scared, which included extensive interviews with Evidence Room CEO Scott Roeder.
Hey guys, what do you think about calling Scott Roeder? He actually, he's from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland. You could probably bond over that, but he's the best. I don't know if you've seen all the stuff that he's ever done, but we need somebody to do like a crime scene reenactment because I don't believe that.
And his colleagues who have been investigating the smiley face killers, what they believe is a group of serial killers or an individual, most likely a group, that have been abducting men in the United States on the East Coast, everywhere from upstate New York to Southern Ohio, Pennsylvania.
I've followed Scott's work.
They've documented well
even
over
before the Oscar
dozens and
Pistorius
dozens
case.
of instances that fit
Scott is from my hometown. He is one of the most laid back
one of these victims,
persons that I've actually ever met.
They'll have a very